the emotional spectrum, right, that we use, and how emotions can be more of a tool if you can truly understand like what your emotions are there for. Okay, so I've come to understand that anytime you have any type of negative reaction to anything, a lot of times that emotion is trying to highlight what it is that you need to be working on, because you've been triggered into an emotional state that brought up something that you've been through, because you can't have emotions without thoughts. Like we don't associate emotions with trees or inanimate objects because we feel like they don't think. So if we're running with that ideology, and I'm not here to say that that is true or not true, but if we're just running with that, right, you realize that your thoughts are what create emotion. And so you can look at that emotion as, once again, highlighting a thought or something that you're having a negative reaction to. And so it's showing up as emotion. But the problem with emotion is if you don't use it as a tool for your advancement, like it will be used against you. So, prime example, when you are triggered into anything like fear or um, shame or guilt, right? These operate at a lower frequency, and they operate at such a lower frequency that they don't allow you to thoroughly think about your reaction to what's going on when you're in this state of mind. And so all logic that could have been taken from that situation is lost because that frequency is not allowing you to think about what it is that you're doing. You're just completely reacting out of being in this lower emotional state, okay? The problem with that is because you are not operating at the highest frequency, which is love, which allows for you to be able to think about what it is that you're going through, you're being manipulated. You're literally being separated from your thought process and put into a process that eliminates you from thinking at all, that puts you very reactive. And now you almost, it isn't until you come out of this state, right, which is still self induced, you going in and coming out of self induced, that you're not susceptible to anything that makes sense to anybody or anything that's going to truly benefit you. So, the problem with these negative emotions of guilt and doubt and anxiety and stress, like, hurt you in such a way because the most powerful tool that you have, okay, which is your imagination, because in order for cars to be built, in order for airplanes to be built, somebody had to imagine these things, and then out of that they use their creativity to bring it into this 3D physical realm that we live in. If you are vibrating at these lower frequencies of negativity, because that's really all negativity is to me, it's a lower frequency, your mind is going to go into creating whatever it is that you're on. And so these negative emotions don't really allow you to really expand into the full spectrum of the positivity part of creativity and allow you to create something beyond your imagination, if not in your imagination, right? So not you, I have then come to associate that fear, that guilt, and that shame are putting me in a negative place. And because they're putting me in a negative place, my imagination is now in this negative environment. And so it's going to continue to construct these destructive things because it's such a destructive state of mind. But when you can learn to let go of these lower frequencies and push yourself up to this higher understanding of what love means and what love signifies, because it's an encouraging thing. It's something that everybody can step into regardless of where they fall in the shade or color of gender or sex, because it's beyond that, right? You are then able to create something just as limitless and really truly take your imagination to the impossible, right? Becoming possible. And I feel like that state of love, that state, that frequency of understanding, like, allows you to connect not just with yourself, but with the spirit, with everything that it is that you are hoping to aspire to be. And it happens. But you can't get there if you are allowing these lower states of guilt, shame, and I forgot what the third one is, fear, okay, to trap you into this place of where logic cannot exist because you're in a straight reactive place.